Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, woo! Running a little late today. Had a late night last night. If you were with us on the Ohio State victory over those Northwestern Wildcats, then you understand I'm a little tired, but hey, this is what winners do. Winners win. It is everything Browns Nation here on Fan Chat Nation. It is a Producer G production. I am Corey Boyd, your host. Everything Browns Nation. Thank you for being with us, ladies and gentlemen. It is 11:58 a.m. here in Columbus, Ohio. Let me know where you're at right now. What are you doing? What are you watching on iPhone, Android, iPad, television? What is your device? Let me know. How are you doing? How are you feeling as the Cleveland Browns go to Houston to face the 8-3 Houston Texans? We look to have a 3-game winning streak today. Baker Mayfield faces Deshaun Watson, who could have been a Cleveland Brown himself. And let us know, we have a poll question up. Who would you rather have, Baker Mayfield or Deshaun Watson? We have one and not the other. We could have had Deshaun Watson too. Let us know, who would you rather have, Baker Mayfield or Deshaun Watson? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know when you make the vote in the Facebook poll. Let us know how you feel this morning/afternoon after that Buckeye victory. Let us know how you feel. Deshaun Watson or Baker Mayfield, who would you rather have? Let me know in the comment section, and let me know in the Facebook poll as well. Click that mouse. Just let us know, and let us know how you're feeling. Shannon Reed says Baker. Natasha says, hey, Corey, watching from an iPhone. And Clyde says, what's going on, Corey and Producer G? So let's get it started. I'm going to stretch out my arms because I'm ready to go. We're going to wrap this up a little short today. We started late and we're going short. I know you're like, oh, excuse me, what are you doing today? Well, we got to get the play-by-play going because we're starting this thing when we're doing play-by-play to get you more action. So when this goes off, make sure you stay in tune with us because on our YouTube channel, Everything Browns Nation, make sure you subscribe and get us a like. We are live there as well. Make sure you like us, subscribe on Everything Browns Nation. We will be carrying the play-by-play for Houston versus Cleveland. Everything Browns Nation. Houston versus Cleveland. Make sure you let us know and watch us. In Cincinnati, watching on the iPhone, let's go Browns, says Missy. Dwayne says Baker. So let's get it started. In the news this week, after our victory versus Cincinnati, I know it's a week later, but I have to talk about it. I have to, because if I didn't, why would I be here for you as fans? We have to get it off our chest, get that group therapy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try to give you as much energy as I can. I am tired as can be. Colin Cowherd, Fox Sports 1 analyst, former ESPN analyst. You know, once he has a grudge versus somebody, he doesn't let it go. Hey, I understand because I'm a petty person. I'll let you guys know this. Once I don't like somebody, I let it be known. But the key is I let you know about it. I just say it. He just, twiddles around it. Oh, well, I like him, but, hey. Baker Mayfield came out and he had some thoughts on Hugh Jackson leaving the Cincinnati Bengals. And, the world didn't like it. They got in their feelings. They got out their little bib and their pillow and they cried about it. And they didn't like what Baker had to say. So Colin Cowherd, he's first up the bat here on Everything Browns Nation. Here was his thoughts on Baker Mayfield and what he had to say about Hugh Jackson, and this is what Colin Cowherd had to say.
But my concern has always been the nonsense and the immaturity. So yesterday, 2 days ago, he fired off at Hugh Jackson. Didn't need to, nonsense. Luck wouldn't have done it. Wilson wouldn't have done it. Breeze wouldn't have done it. Matt Ryan wouldn't have done it. Brady wouldn't have done it. Stupid. Fires at Hugh Jackson. And then yesterday, Damian Woody, one of my best friends at ESPN, who I still call regularly, I talked to him last week, went to Twitter and said, Damian said, hey, Baker, didn't you transfer to a rival? Aren't you being a little bit of a hypocrite? You're mad at Hugh Jackson for getting fired and saying, well, I'm going to go to a team that offered me a contract. Baker went to social media and fired back at Damian Woody. He goes, not even comparable. I didn't lose 30-plus games. Be fake and do that. I wasn't going to have a scholarship. Good try, though. Why go there? So I think this is what I always worried about Baker Mayfield. It's not the accuracy. He's a gamer. He's going to complete 69% of his throws in this league, 70% with a new rule. He won't be a bust. But this maturity stuff, Instagram, social media, firing it, telling you, I've watched it unravel. A lot more talented quarterbacks.
That was Colin Cowherd. Now, I'm going to get to him. I'm just going to play him all in a row for you guys so you can hear him. So, Colin Cowherd, Luck wouldn't have did it. Brady wouldn't have did it. Breeze wouldn't have did it. Okay, that's a nice picture, though, Colin Cowherd. That's a good picture you got there, G. I like that. See, I need somebody to give me a picture of that Photoshop, make me look on point. That picture is on point. If you see it on your screen, I need some Photoshop work like that. My goodness. All right, up next to bet, firing off on our guy Baker Mayfield. Damian Woody, as was referenced in Colin Cowherd's soliloquy, Damian Woody has some words, and as you'll see on your screen, another great picture. Photoshop does wonders to people. I need some Photoshop work done. Damian Woody was the one who started everything, the firestorm. Damian Woody on our guy Baker Mayfield. He was in his feelings.
Mayfield needs to grow up. This is pro football. You're dealing with grown men. Things happen in pro football. People get fired. Go to other players get cut. They go to rivals. It happens all the time. Coach get fired. He decides to pick up a job, available job that Marvin Lewis obviously reached out to him about. And what I found funny about this whole thing, Baker Mayfield, didn't he go from Texas Tech to Oklahoma?
Oh, preach, Damien.
You went from Texas Tech to Oklahoma. Two teams in the Big 12, but you want to argue, you want to talk about,
someone's living.
You want to talk about that? Yeah, and that's in college football. Yeah,
this is grown men trying to pay mortgages.
Right,
Yeah.
you talking about guys trying to pay bills. You went from one rival to another in the same conference. So, like I said, Max, you talk about Baker Mayfield. He's balling these last couple weeks or whatever. But this whole comment just shows how immature he is. He needs to grow up.
All right. Now, Colin Cowherd, let me get to him first. Let me get to my fan before I have to say what I have to say. Eddie says, I'm sorry, Corey, I have to go with Houston today, but I'll be cheering for Cleveland because I have an invested interest in this game. Let me know how you guys feel about the situation with Baker Mayfield and what he had to say about Hugh Jackson and what you heard from Colin Cowherd and Damian Woody. Laura says, hello, Mr. Boyd. Reginald says, good morning, brother Corey. It's going to be a tough game, although I picked the Browns by 3 to win. As long as they provide protection for Baker, open the holes up for the run, and they must use all weapons on offense and defense. Steven says, upset alert today, Texas Stadium. And my guy, producer G.
Yes, quickly. If you guys are looking on Facebook Live and you're on Fans Chat Nation Facebook page, you're going to want to leave your comments on the Everything Browns Nation Facebook page. That's where we're looking. Dwayne Winters, Jeff Prue, John Whitaker, thanks for those comments. Go over to the Everything Browns Nation page and leave them there. That's where we're looking at them.
All right. Thank you, producer G.
And I'll come to YouTube, too. Let me check on YouTube.
All right. And Shannon Reed says, Hugh claimed to be our guy. Everyone thought he was going to do us some good. Guess what? He didn't. That's all I think Baker was trying to say. Do I think Hugh should have been fired? Yes, I do think Hugh should have flip-flopped right back to Cincinnati in the middle of the season. Hell no. That's wrong. He should have waited till after the season was over. That's Shannon Reed's thoughts. Thank you, Shannon. On to Colin Cowherd. Now, Colin Cowherd is not slick. He has not liked Baker from day one. Every time Baker does something good, he tries to find ways and things he's done bad. He underslights him. He doesn't want to give him his credit. Anything that he does wrong, he will underslight him. This is what he does. When he doesn't like you, it's over. Now, like I said, I am petty. I do the same thing, but I'll just say it. I don't like James Harden. I've said it from day one. I think he's a regular season player. I know this is a different sport. I'm just making a comparison. Whenever he shows up in the playoffs, let me know. Other than that, I'm sleeping. But I'll let it know from day one. Come on, Colin. Get it together. This is not Baker being immature. This is Baker Mayfield speaking his mind. This is what he thought. He was in the locker room. You guys were not in the locker room with Baker Mayfield. This coach was supposed to be the leader of this team. This is how Baker felt. He was asked a question and he answered it. And now you guys want to cry and be babies about it. And, oh, he's immature. Oh, stop it. Come on, Colin. You're better than that. This man went onto your show, sat on your couch, and went man-to-man with you, toe-to-toe with you, and told you to stop it to your face when you were trying to be disrespectful about him being a bad teammate in Oklahoma when he went to the herd. And you still try to pull this. Stop it. Now on to Damian Woody. Oh, please. Damian Woody bringing up the Texas Tech and Oklahoma argument. That's the best you can do. And then with the argument they made on First Take, this man is trying to pay his bills. Really? $5 million. Now, I usually don't go in people's pockets, but $5 million? Are you kidding me? Give me $5 million, okay? I said it last week. He wants to beat Cleveland. Don't tell me that's not why he went there. I don't care if that was the only position that was open. I'm petty. I would have did the same thing, but I would have came out and said, I want to beat the Browns. They fired me, okay? Just say it. And to say, well, he went from Texas Tech to Oklahoma and they were a rival. First of all, the kid was in college and he wanted to play football. Hello? He didn't want to sit on the bench and he wanted to get a scholarship. Now, I cut out part of the audio clip because I didn't want it to be forever. He said, why didn't you just go ahead and pay for it? Excuse me, he's a college student. Are you kidding me? This whole immature route has to stop. Baker is just speaking his mind. This is what he does. You know this is Baker Mayfield. You guys are getting on my nerves. Hugh, get another job. So what? Stop making him look like he is the victim. Like I said, I would have did the same thing. I'm petty. I want to beat the Browns for firing me. I'm trying to bust you in the head. I failed at it. I lost. I'm terrible right now at coaching. But I would have did the same thing. But stop playing out Hugh Jackson to be some sort of victim and making Baker Mayfield to look like some guy who is out here being emotional because he answered a question and gave his opinion. Get out of here with that nonsense. And at me. Please at me. I don't say don't at me. At me right now. At me, Damian Woody, and Colin Cowherd if you ever see this video. Please. That's all I had to say about that. And Baker Mayfield had something to say too. I didn't leave him out. And this is what Baker Mayfield had to say about the whole situation that went on with him and Hugh Jackson and his so-called critics. Here's Baker Mayfield.
Everybody likes to make things a bigger deal than they really are. That is how it is.
Anything you regret at all?
No. People took it as me personally attacking Hugh. That's not it. It's the fact that I get to have my own opinion on how it transpired, and he gets to do what he wants. That's how it is. Although I'm an athlete, I'm not a cookie cutter quarterback. Never have been, never will be. I speak my mind. That's just how I am. So I didn't like the move, and people don't have to care. I mean, I'm not looking for anybody's approval. I don't regret any of it. It's about this team and what we have, and we have to stick together and play together.
I have nothing to add. Well said, Baker. Well said. Let's get to the fans here in the comments. I want to appreciate you guys for watching. This is Everything Browns Nation. We started a little late today. Ohio State beat Northwestern. It was a late night. That's the excuse I got. Hey, that's all to it. Started a little late, but let me get to you guys. Kyle says, why are they complaining about Mayfield? The whole NFL is full of drama queens. It's just a shot at a young man who's been successful. They want him to fail, so they will claw at any chance they get. Steven says, old news, let's move on. It is old news, but unfortunately, Steven, I only get to talk to you guys once a week. So for me, this has been building up for me for a week. So for the 1 week I get to talk to you, I am going to unload my mind and my frustration. So I am sorry. I had to get it out. Steven, please bear with me. LA says, got to pick Baker. He is the right attitude for the city and what we need. Sean says, you better be wearing scarlet and gray, LOL. Eric says, our O-line has to be great today. I agree. Sean says, can never be a fan of Baker. He disrespected the Ohio State. Sean also says, how can you protect Baker? Sean, let me get this straight. Hey, I'm an Ohio State fan, but I'm going to keep it real. Win the ball game. Then he can't plant the flag. It's not that hard. It really isn't. I'm not in a tizzy over it. We got beat. That's it. Win the game. You can't be frustrated if you get beat. We got beat down. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't plant the flag, maybe not. If you don't get beat down, you can't get celebrated on. The flag can't get planted in the middle of the field. To me, it's time to move on. He's on my Browns team, and now I'm on his side. He's winning ball games. I'm not going to hold a grudge for my college football team not being able to beat him. I'm over it. Natasha says, amen. Corey very said well. Shannon says, amen, brother. And Steven said, it's all good, Corey Boyd. My man Derek in the comment section. I appreciate you, Derek. He says, Corey Boyd, speak on it. Producer G. Hugh was right getting another job. Baker was right being petty. The Browns players were right with the shade. I need the over. So Derek feels everybody in this situation. I love y'all. Everybody who's in the comment section, I appreciate y'all. It's everything Browns Nation here. Houston Texans versus the Cleveland Browns. We beat down the Bengals. Let us know, who would you rather have, Deshaun Watson or Baker Mayfield? We could have had Deshaun Watson. We traded the pick away. That's what we was known to do for a while with our draft picks. But hey, it kind of worked out if you think about it. That pick ended up being Denzel Ward. We have Baker Mayfield. So, hey, if you think about it in all, it kind of worked out. But when we initially did it, I'm not going to lie, I was throwing pillows and fits and pins and hats. What are you doing? We're passing up on another quarterback. We need a quarterback. Are you guys crazy? But who would you rather have? Denzel Ward, look at me. Who would you rather have, Deshaun Watson or Baker Mayfield? Click that poll in the Facebook and let me know in the comment section. Who would you rather have, Baker Mayfield or Denzel Ward? I said it again. We have both of them. We have Baker Mayfield and Denzel Ward. Corey Boyd, you are terrible. Who would you rather have, Baker Mayfield or Deshaun Watson? Let me know. Oh, man. Sean says, my heart belongs to the Buckeyes. Marcus says, love Baker's passion. Kim says, Peppers disrespected Ohio State, but come on, we are winning. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. All right, Houston, Cleveland. Here we go. 8-game winning streak, 2-game winning streak, both on winning streaks. Now, I know that sounds like blasphemy, but I'm going to keep it that way, like it or not. Houston is hot. They're on fire, and they're at home. Woo! What do we have to do to win this game? Get your bold predictions in the comment section. Let me know who your big dog of the game is. Who's going to win and why, Lord? Woo, there goes that bark. Oh, a pump. Yes. Woo, Lord help us. I am praying for this game. It got me nervous. Who's going to win and why? Clyde says Baker. He has the it factor. He is a gamer. Carolyn says Baker is the right fit for our team. It's obvious looking how this team is coming together. Eric says Hugh got fired. We start winning. Enough said. This game has me nervous. I'm not going to lie. Who's going to win and why? Let me know in the comment section. My goodness. Houston comes into this game winning 8 games in a row after starting 0-3. 0-3. Both teams coming in relatively healthy today. Demarius Randall was questionable. I think he is going to play today. Other than that, we're relatively healthy. J.J. Watt was questionable. He is going to play today. And if he sat out, I wouldn't have been sad at all. You know, I want him to be healthy. But if he was just going to sit out, you know, to maintain his health for his long-term career, I wouldn't have been sad. But that's not going to happen. He's going to play today. Steven says Browns have to kick them in the mouth. Browns 25-3, says Carolyn. Interesting stat here. I've seen a little waves that is Myles Garrett underperforming. I've seen some articles coming around. Is Myles Garrett underperforming? I've seen that. I just want to throw a little stat out here. J.J. Watt is second in the league in sacks, 11.5. Second to Aaron Donald. And there's a muddled field of sacks here. Myles Garrett is seventh, tied for seventh with Cameron Jordan, Frank Clark, and T.J. Watt, J.J. Watt's brother. They have 10. He's right there. Now, Khalil Mack. I know he's missed some games. Don't get me wrong. He's missed some games. But if you ask people who's one of the best defenders in the game, Khalil Mack. Without a shadow of a doubt, Khalil Mack, hands down. He has 8 sacks. Myles Garrett's doing his thing. Let's pump the brakes. He's doing his thing. Myles Garrett is doing his thing. 10 sacks. He's only 1.5 behind J.J. Watt. But this pass rush, this is going to be, now we're going to see. Now we're going against the pass rush, ladies and gentlemen. J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney is going to try to have a meeting with Baker Mayfield today. Our offensive line needs to be great, and we have to get the ball out quick today. And they are going to focus in on Chubb in this running game. They are going to want Baker Mayfield to throw some more. And my guy, L.A., I mean, if you guys don't know, L.A. is on it like always. He says, yes, Randall is active, but tweaked a hammy, and it concerns me. He has a podcast, The 3-Point Conversion. If you haven't heard it, it's a very good podcast. I would recommend listening to it. You can find it on iTunes, Spotify. I found it on Spotify. That's just me because I don't have iTunes. I have Google Play, but that's here nor there. Very good podcast from LA. He does his thing. Just want to throw that out there. James says Garrett's only problem is his offsides. Yes, I talked about that last week. Please, number 95. If I see a flag for encroachment, I look for number 95 every single time. Clyde said bold prediction. Browns win 27-24 on a last-second field goal. Reality, Houston wins 27-21. Rob says Mayfield gets the ball out quick fire. LA said, thank you, sir. Thank you, man. I shout out talent when I see it. Good talent, sir. Thank you. LA. 27-21. Who's your guys' big dog of the game? Let me know. Steven says our field goal kicker will be our big dog of the day. He will kick the game-winning field goal. Don't give me a heart attack, Steven. I don't need a heart attack today. I don't need Greg Joseph being the reason we win. I will fall over. Help! Johnny's from Texas. He says, go Browns. I wanted to throw something out here. Since Greg Williams and Freddie Kitchens have taken over, this is something that was very interesting to me. Nick Chubb and Baker Mayfield, I highlighted since the games they have took over. Kansas City, Atlanta, and Cincinnati. 22 carries, 20 carries, and 28 carries for Nick Chubb. He has 70 carries, 345 yards, and 3 touchdowns, 4.9 yards per carry, 23 attempts per game. Nick Chubb, since the coaching change. Baker Mayfield has averaged 29 attempts per game, 771 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 1 pick. And he is 73% completions, 65 for 88. They're keeping his attempts down, and they're running the football. That is success for a rookie quarterback. Attempts down, balance. He's not dropping back, throwing 50 times a game. The one time he dropped back and threw the ball a lot was Kansas City when they lost, but they got in the shootout. He had no choice. He threw 42 times. He was 297, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. They are keeping a balanced offense with Baker Mayfield. That is a key. That's success for a rookie quarterback. You always don't have to drop back and fling it 1,000 times to win games in the NFL. Keep it balanced with Nick Chubb. The only thing that I would criticize is not getting Duke Johnson involved more. Last game, he was basically not even on the field. He didn't touch the ball at all. I think he had 3 total touches. You have to get Duke Johnson the ball this game. Let's get him involved. James Hand says Baker has got to be the big dog today to prove it. Rob says, will Deese play today? I haven't heard. Let me see if I can check on that. Peppers for player of the game, spy on Watson. Steven says, sorry, Corey Boy, is going to happen. Shannon says, I doubt that. I'm all about our team, but I'm going to go with no on the field goal kick to win. Every time he kicks, I have a freaking heart attack. Just never know with him. Marcus says Chubb's going to have another monster game. I predict a lot of screams to slow down the pass rush. Kitchens will have a good game plan. All right. James says, I agree. Duke needs to get the ball. I agree with Duke Johnson. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I told you there's going to be a little modified version today. It's a little modified version. We got to get the play-by-play rolling. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Because we got to get this play-by-play set up for you guys. We was a little late because Ohio State, Northwestern was a really late play-by-play. Late play-by-play. But now it's time for the bold prediction and the big dog of the game for me. Oh, man. Eddie says 23-20 Houston. Big dog, Baker Mayfield, 234, 2 touchdowns. Steven says Duke. All right, ladies. Woo! And gentlemen. Woo! Here we go. Last week I went with Cincinnati 27-23. They did a lot better than I thought. 35-20. I'm going with my heart here. Houston makes me nervous. They make me really nervous. But I'm going with my heart. I'm loving what the Browns are showing me. I'm loving the swag that we are getting from this Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield. And you know, this whole Hugh controversy and Damian Woody just crying and Colin Cowherd and Stephen A. Smith and Ryan Clark. I seen Ryan Clark's clip a little too late to get it, or I would have got his too. His was terrible as well, but that's here nor there. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns today to win in a close game. This is all heart, because Houston makes me nervous. I'm going to go Cleveland wins today 24-20 in a close game. Woo! And my big dog of the game is going to be Duke Johnson. I'm going back to Duke. And the reason why I'm going back to Duke Johnson, this is why. The past 2 games, he has been irrelevant. And I think the way to beat the Houston Texans is today is to get Duke Johnson the ball out of the backfield through the air. I think Nick Chubb will be a point of emphasis as well, but I think Houston's point of emphasis will to shut Nick Chubb down. And actually last game, he was effective, but he had 20 carries. It was 28 carries for 84 yards, I believe, was Nick Chubb last game. So Duke Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, I think he has a game. He's my big dog. I'm going to go on the carry side. I think he has about maybe 6 carries, 28 yards. But on the reception side, I'm going to go 9 receptions for 75 yards and a touchdown for Duke Johnson. He's my big dog of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Reginald says tight ends will have a big day. Calvin says we will detain J.J. Watt. LA says Houston will be playing for their owner, though. That's one thing I'm worried about. And the Njoku is my big dog. Can't cover the tight ends. LA, I did think about that. But they played for their owner last week when they won. And I'm like, you know what? Hopefully that was their play for their owner game. And I know you could play for your owner every week, but hopefully that was the one week and they got it out of the way. And this time we can go in there and get the upset. Taylor says, my man Corey tuning in from Columbus. Does Baker continue his streak of 2 TDs game minimum? He does. He does. Calvin Duke is my big dog. Marco says, what up, Corey and producer G? Kevin says, Hollywood Higgins is my big dog of the day. And Wiseman says, producer G, what's cracking? Producer G, your producer's favorite producer. He's got fans all over the nation, all over the map. If you don't know, now you know. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this late edition of Everything Browns Nation. It is 12:30. We're about to sign off so we can get ready for the play-by-play. Make sure you tune back in for the play-by-play. YouTube and Facebook as well. Everything Browns Nation on YouTube. We will be back 1 o'clock. Subscribe to the Everything Browns Nation. 1 o'clock. I'm Corey Boyd. That's producer G. We appreciate everybody. YouTube, subscribe to Everything Browns Nation. Facebook, like us, follow us, share us, love us. We love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Last comment, let me see what I can get. Lou Lane says, Duke is my big dog today. And James says, bleed brown and orange from Jersey. Here we go. Producer G, Corey Boyd, and I'm out. Yeah.